He's calmed
Why?
down. Ziggy's calmed down a lot. He said he doesn't think he's going to blow up or anything. Um,
I'm just
so,
wondering why we're giving him the time of day after he's betrayed us.
well, I think Ziggy wants to find out the why, of why he's talking to the mayor and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, and we still don't know what's happened. We still don't know the reason, like why he's acting so suspicious. We still don't know what's happened. Like for all we know, listen, I hate doing this, Etta, but unfortunately, I'm a nerd at heart. Have you watched Harry Potter?
Of course.
Do you remember in Order of the Phoenix when the whole order got mad when Dolores Umbridge found them in the room of requirement, and they got mad at Cho
Mm-hmm.
Chang?
Yeah.
And do you remember what happened? It was because they used Verita serum on Cho, and they all felt guilty afterwards because Cho didn't actually
Right.
like. What about if something like that is happening with Forte and they're threatening him or they're putting pressure on him or something like that? I don't know. This is what I mean. We don't know the whole story. For all we know,
Yeah, but
they're threatening him or they're threatening Maeve. I don't know.
my issues with him go beyond him just yapping to Max.
Okay, fair enough.
Wait.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Um, so that's what's happening with Forte. I had a conversation with. I mean, I met with Andy yesterday. You knew about that. Flop
Right.
had to meet with Andy because I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but Mr. Lighthouse made Flop go and give his pages to Andy, even though I gave the pages to Andy already. But Flop just did it and got out of the way and just left already. He didn't get involved at
Right.
all, which is very smart.
Yeah.
So hopefully there's nothing more to come of that. Then I had a conversation with Jackie Snow today, just explaining my side of
Jackie's
things.
involved with it too?
Yeah, he's been involved pretty early on. I mean, I don't know whether you know, but I mean, you know why Jackie's involved, like with Norman to begin with, right?
No.
Jackie's the one that put Norman to death when he was alive.
Oh.
Yeah, he sentenced Norman when he was alive and put him to firing squad. Yeah, he was the
Oh.
detective who worked his case. So he's been in this
Okay.
for like a decade now. So, um, anyway, so talking to him for a bit. I'm a bit worried about him. That's not important. Anyway, then I've just had a conversation with Solomon Walker. He's reached out to me. He wanted to have a conversation finally about everything. He's going around in like a helmet and like leathers and stuff.
Right. He's just cautious, yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting conversation.
Oh?
I think we're on. There's a level of I think there's a level of respect between the two of us. I think I understand where he's coming from on things, and he understands where I'm coming from. Um, he said to ask you about yours and his relationship, and as far as I'm aware, that's a pretty good one, right?
What do you mean, he asks?
Well, listen, I said, because we were obviously on about Max, and I said that we were going to try and get rid of Max in the right way, right? I didn't mention impeachment or anything, but, obviously that's the implication there.
Right.
Um, but I was on about doing it the right way, and obviously I was saying if the conversation gets brought up about doing things the wrong way, if Ziggy or you happen to go and talk to Solomon or the club about doing it the wrong way, because I don't know what you've been thinking about, Etcha, that I wanted to make sure that you guys keep your hands clean and that you guys don't get involved. And he said that because of your relationship, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So is he telling the truth?
Um, I think that's probably going to be a face-to-face conversation. I don't want to risk it over the phone.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'll tell you what. I'll let me hang up. I'm gonna give Ziggy a call, see if he's finished, because I don't know whether he's given me a missed call or not.
Right.
And then we can meet up and have a chat, all three of
Okay.
us. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.
Hey,
Hey,
I think
you finished up?
I'm about to wrap up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Santino at the moment.
Okay. When you're done, do you want to come up to come to the house?
Sure. Yeah, I could
All
do
right.
that. Do you want me to bring him? If not, I totally get it. We've had a long
No,
talk.
probably not.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
He does want to talk with you at some point, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me. I'll be like, I don't know, 5-10 more.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.
Yeah.
See, I don't want to go to the house.
Hi.
Hey, he's about to finish up that conversation. Let's go. I told him to go to the house, but let's go somewhere else. I don't know where are you right now?
I'm on Route 68 passing by Harmony right now.
Let's go to actually, you know that church on 68? Let's go there.
Yeah. Okay. I
All right.
will head that way.
Okay. All right. See you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right. You know what? Hold on. Be around. Well, if he is, he's not picking up. Okay, I don't think he's around. Actually, that is literally not an indication of anything when it comes to Matt. You could ring that guy 10 times in a row, and he could still be around. Oh my god, the weather. Holy shit. Oh, it's fine. What the fuck? Look at the solar panels on the house. What the fuck? That's cool. Mm, mm, mm. I'm hungry. I might go get a bite to eat before we have this convo. Etta, have you been littering? Where is she? Oh my god. Afternoon.
Hi.
You littering up there?
Huh? No. Why?
There's someone's thrown a bloody boga thing.
Oh, I have no idea. Somebody left one in the house, just on the desk.
Probably Ziggy.
This isn't ominous at all.
It's
Is he
peaceful.
on his way?
Don't know. He was
Whoa.
wrapping up a conversation with Porter.
Okay.
Do you mind if I just sit and eat for a moment? Jack?
Go ahead.
In perfect silence?
You're fine.
Alright, chat, back in a second. I'm gonna go grab a sandwich. Actually, no. It's a bit late for a sandwich. I'm gonna go grab a packet of crisps. Did he call me? No, he didn't.
No.
I tried calling him Matt. He didn't pick up.
Yeah, I tried to call him yesterday too. I guess he's just taking some time. I know he's been having to deal with a lot at work.
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to like just check in with him, but not like unload any of this on him.
Good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I had a conversation with him probably a week ago, maybe. He was up briefly. And I kind of just let him know everything that was going on with, right after he dropped the pay. Yeah, I think it was the night of the election. It was the night of the election, I remember. I told him about the legislation that I was going to pass. And then, I told him about, just pretty much how Max has become increasingly unhinged and how he had called me a bitch at the PD meeting because it had been so long since I'd talked to him. I hadn't even had a chance to tell him about that. And, just to, kind of warn him to be wary around Max. And but he had to let me go because he was meeting up with somebody. And then after that, that's when I went home and, then Max and Siobhan were circling the house and
Wait, what? Whose house?
my house, our house. I didn't tell you that?
No.
Oh, you must not have been there for that part. So, the night of the election, I came home. Serge came with me because, I hadn't seen him in a while, and I wanted to show him the house, and just kind of catch up. So he met me at the house, and Max was running around in the front yard of Barrick's house. And when he saw me get out of the car, he stopped. And then shortly after that, Siobhan came out of the house with somebody else. I couldn't see who it was. I just figured it was Barrick. And they went back inside. And that's when Siobhan and Max both got into their car and then proceeded to drive back and forth in front of the house, circled the block, backed up, reversed, drove past it, reversed, drove past it, reversed. Serge was like, "Who the fuck is this car?" And I was like, "Oh, that's the mayor." And he's like, "Wait, are you serious?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "He does stupid shit like this to try and get under my skin constantly." And I'm sure he's probably trying to figure out who you are. Because they make it a point to figure out and know everybody who's close to me. So I'm pretty sure they're trying to, and I warned him. I was like, just be warned. If you're seen with me, then they're going to start gunning for you too. And, Serge, he's like, I literally don't care.
Well, Siobhan's been hunted by the chicken man.
Oh no. Anyways.
I'll let you know.
What?
Because she was in a motorbike accident in front of me today, and I called an ambulance. So, and I found out why. She was up in Palito, so.
I'm sorry. I failed to care about either of them.
I figured you would.
Sorry. I don't, actually, no, I can't even say that. That's a lie. Never mind. I'll just not speak. At this point, they're just really bringing out the worst in me, and I really don't like that.
That's what they want, really.
I know. Alright, it's my turn to be in my head for a second.
Okay. The house next door to them is $865,000. Is there the other one next door? What about the one next door to the cop house? That one's down the street. I'm just thinking, like, is there any houses for us to buy in Booyah?
So, do I tell you about the thing between Solomon and I now, or do I wait till Ziggy gets here?
Let's wait for Ziggy. We don't have to do things twice over, because I'll tell him what happened. There wasn't a lot to say about our conversation. Although I'll tell you privately, he didn't confirm nor deny being a member.
Hmm.
I think he knows I'm not stupid.
Yeah, I pretty much pulled that card with him too.
Yeah.
I said, I'm observant. You know damn well I'm not an idiot, so.
But I also think he didn't have to get defensive because he knows that me knowing isn't going to do anything, because
Exactly.
I've got no reason to go against him because he's one of them. It'd be different if Ziggy wasn't blooded in. It'd be very different.
Right.
Because then I might try and do something to make sure he wouldn't get blooded in. And then I could understand him try and be defensive. But now that Ziggy's there, I'm not going to go out my way to defend them, but I'm not going to move against them, you know? Because if I move against them, I'm moving against Ziggy.
I know
And
it's hard to fathom, but they're actually a pretty, as far as criminals go, they're a pretty decent group of people. Like I said, I am longtime friends with many of them.
I know that, but people have said that about a lot of people in the city, and a lot of nice people in the city have done a lot of bad things. Tessa Lamb.
I think we've all been pushed to a point at some stage in our lives where we've done something that we may not have been proud of.
Sure.
But it's what we choose to do after that should be the focus, you know? We're all human, we're all flawed. But we have the ability to learn from our mistakes and to try and be better. Which is really kind of fitting given what I have to tell you.
That worries me. Ziggy.
Hey, I'm dropping someone off and then I'm there, okay?
Where are you going?
I'm dropping somebody in the city and then I'm driving back up.
Okay, we're at the church on 68.
The church on 68? Okay.
Did you just say that out loud?
I mean, yes, but
okay.
it's
All right,
fine.
It's okay. All right.
Okay, sorry.
See you soon.
Right. All right, see you soon.
Bye-bye.
What did he say?
He's like, I'm dropping somebody off in the city, which I'm assuming is Forte. And
Oh.
then I'm like, and then I'll meet you up there. And I'm like, okay, we're in the church on 68. And then he repeats it back to me, and I'm like, did you just say that out loud? And he's like, nervous giggle, yeah, but I'm sure
God
it's
damn it.
okay. Yeah.
I wonder which one of the club members is with him.
Oh, he might be a member of the club. Yeah.
Yeah, they've had lookouts. When I met up with them the other day, they had somebody with us, kind of like looking out for them.
Rue was with Solomon.
Oh, Rue?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
she's
realize
great.
she was his daughter.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. That was a recent thing. Well, not recent, but like a recent discovery of mine. That's what I meant to say. Words.
Yeah, she was the one they Max's goons, I guess. She was the one they picked up last week. Well, on Tuesday.
What?
Yeah, took her phone. That's why Ziggy's got a new number.
That's why they're all okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's I noticed in the yellow pages a lot of them were like new number, new number. And I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay.
I asked if that was a club thing or a Maya thing. It's a Maya thing. So it's
Oh,
Max's goons.
lovely.
But Ziggy said, I want to confirm. Well, I think Ziggy said it was, I think he said the besties. Yeah.
The who?
Yeah. I think that's
The
what he
fuck?
said.
What in the hell is that? The besties?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a group.
Why do I just see a bunch of like Barbies in short skirts going, "Hey, bestie"?
I don't think so, but
That is what I think of when I hear bestie. Oh no, that's funny. Now I feel like I need to figure out who it is. You know, I used to know every single person in every single gang. The fact that I don't even know what gangs exist in the city now is so off-putting to me.
well, I think from what I've heard on radio, I think it might be Forehead and I think it might be a couple of old members of. Do you remember Gulag Gang?
Oh, GG, yeah. Okay.
I can't confirm that obviously because it's just things I've heard here and there on the radio.
Right, right.
But like I remember there was a chase with, I think they said the besties on the radio, and then I remember seeing on a dash cam. I remember seeing Forehead in one of the cars, and whenever
Mm.
there's yeah. So I don't know. I can't be sure. Uh, I don't know.
Why is Ziggy such a prima donna? He's always fashionably late.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's just cheeky. I was thinking, chat. I was like, should we get Richard a gun license? But then I'm like, you know what? I actually want to be kidnapped, so I don't want to get a gun license because that's boring. I'd much rather be kidnapped than go down in a shootout. I feel like being kidnapped is so much more fun. Like, please kidnap me, torture me. Oh my god, that sounds so bad. I'm married, IRL. But please kidnap me. What? I'm being honest. You telling me what do you guys find more enjoyable? A shootout that lasts 2 seconds? Okay, with me it's more like 10 seconds. Or do you enjoy when Dart gets kidnapped and we go to Parsons? Remember that? Just saying. Or do you remember the whole when Dart got kidnapped by the Illuminati in 2.0? Huh? Just saying. Which do you enjoy more? Or when Dart got kidnapped by Lizzie
You
Byrne?
know, now that Harmony isn't a thing anymore, the Route 68 is pretty much dead. You get the only people that drive up and down it are tow trucks.
Tow truck shit. I mean, on the positive side, Polito's pretty popping.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's mostly drug dealers, so.
Unfortunately.
We've got to sort that out. Once this whole shit with Max is over, I'm starting to hate HOA.
Yeah, I think that would be a really good idea. I know somebody else has mentioned that too.
Like a real HOA, okay?
Yeah.
Proper one. Oh, you know why Eugene and McGregor and the other bloke came over to the house yesterday when the gunshots went off?
Why is that?
Because I saw Eugene selling drugs and I called him up and I spooked him out. I couldn't help myself.
Okay, listen.
And then he
If you're
sold
gonna
drugs
do
in front of
that,
the police.
you do that at Barrack's house, okay? You don't do that at my house.
Okay, I'm
I
sorry,
don't
sorry.
want to incur that kind of wrath, okay?
He sold
They are
cookies. I mean
ultimate
drugs
gremlins.
in front of Duncan. He just went, here, have some cookies. And I saw him hand a bag of drugs.
Listen, you know all three of them are ultimate gremlins, okay? I
Yeah.
do not want to deal with them.
Yeah. Do you know what
Thankfully, Reed and Mac and I have, you know, a somewhat amicable relationship, so
Fair enough.
yeah.
You know what the cameras look like?
Yeah, Sean sent me a picture
Great.
of them.
Right, we can keep an eye out for him then.
Yeah, pretty much. As soon as I walk out the door, I start looking, turning in circles. Scared me half to death. I woke up last night and I could hear footsteps outside, and I was just like, oh God. I look out the window and there's somebody running around with a motorcycle helmet on, and I'm just like, excuse me? It ended up being Tessa because Maple had
Oh
called
my
her
God.
to give her the, you know, heads up that, you know, because she's decorating the house, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, she's got access to the house and, you know, just giving her the heads up that, hey, you know, we are being watched. So,
Might stab you in the night. I didn't say that in
and
character.
she not only searched all the surrounding houses, but searched all the trees. And then she stayed with me and drove with me into the city to make sure that nothing happened to me.
That's very nice of her.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, sorry, just letting you officially that I'm on the
Please.
freeway coming up north. Sorry.
You're only just on the freeway? Yeah.
It took a little bit longer than expected. I'm coming. I'm speeding. Don't tell anybody.
Come on, man.
I'll be there soon. Who are you with?
Eta.
Okay, all right. Are you guys still on the place that earlier that I won't say
You
aloud
telling
now,
him or
even though I'm
asking
alone?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm on the way.
Goodbye. And everyone is paranoid all the time, but I like that. This is what I wanted from Dispatch. This is what I wanted Dispatch to be. Like, I want this for criminals from Dispatch.
Oh, sorry, I was whispering. Regardless of what anybody says or what
Like, with all the
tales they
cameras.
spin,
Uh-huh.
I'm still not wanting Forte or Maeve near the house. I
Hey,
don't.
it's your house.
I don't trust them at all. They push too much and try and push for information that isn't theirs to know. And that in and of itself makes me sus. But I don't like the way that he is controlling of her. So, and that's just, that's not, anything Max related. That's just, people like
yeah.
that. I just don't. Mm-mm.
I do kind of feel like we're just waiting for things to happen to us. So
What, sitting here like this?
no, I'm on
Or
about
just in
Max.
general?
Yeah, in general. There he is.
You
He's the
know, my
Camaro.
intrusive thought, Richard,
Yeah.
is I would love nothing more than to unload my entire magazine into his chest. Because I honestly feel that that is the only way that I will ever know a moment's peace. But it is an intrusive thought. Would I ever do it? No. But I can't lie and say that I haven't thought about it a couple of times.
What said to Ziggy? It's that the club is gonna want to do things the easy way, yeah, and things like that. That's the easy way. But the right way is always going to be the hard way.
Yeah, of course. And unfortunately, a lot of times, sometimes the wrong way is the only thing that gets the message across, too. So,
I said it
but
to myself today. It's like, even if we do it the right way and we get him out of his position, then
he'll have nothing to lose.
he'll have nothing to lose. He'll go full scope stuff, and he'll.
I very much have thought about that as well.
Is he wearing?
Hey, sorry, you'll have
There
to
you go.
excuse the outfit. I wanted to make
Oh,
sure that I
you're
wasn't being
fine.
followed.
You're fine. You want to sit down?
Yeah.
No, Dad!
Oh my God!
Shit.
That's one way to get him to scoot over.
God
Holy shit!
damn it! I'm sorry.
Yeah. Bandage, please.
No, stop that! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Please.
There's 5. Is that gonna be
Thank
enough?
you. Yeah, it'll be fine.
You didn't break anything, did you?
No, I'm alright.
Oh, for heaven's sake! I'm so sorry.
You're okay.
Listen, I'm just okay. You know what? I'm actually going to stand for this because what I'm about to say is I have literally never spoken this to a single soul.
Context.
And now that I have said this, I don't even think that I have told Sean. So, okay, I guess that's a conversation I need to have. Okay, I'm going to preface this with saying that this was a very long time ago. Okay. And Richard, you may actually remember this. So once upon a time when I was still working at Harmony, there was a guy who was being a weirdo. And so he was harassing the customers. I asked him to leave. He wouldn't leave. He just kind of was dismissive of me, whatever. And I had to literally start like screaming at him because he would not listen to me. He kept going up to all the guys in the shop and they were like, "She's the boss, dude. If she's saying leave, you get the hell out." Eventually he leaves. But it took it took multiple of us telling him to leave. I got a phone call about an hour later from a number I didn't know, and it was the guy. I recognized his voice. And he was trying to explain, you know, and just trying to like get me to explain why I did what I did. And I like just set him straight, like, these are the rules. You were harassing the guests, you know, the customers. You weren't there to get a repair, so I asked you to leave. And then when you wanted to be a dick about it, you know, then yeah, I raised my voice. And he was like, "Okay, well, you know, I just wanted to call you and let you know that you're a fucking bitch." And then he shot me from a bush across the street. So, he was literally a nobody. Nobody knew the number. I asked police officers, I asked all of my friends. I even, in amidst the crowd of people at Andy's survival event, you know, because Kiki relayed the story and everybody pulled out their phones and said, "What's the number again?" you know. And one of the people that I told about it was Solomon. And, you know, like I've mentioned before, Solomon and I'm his day one. I literally met him his first day in the city and helped him figure out how sanitation worked. And so Solomon made it his and he did. And he called me and he informed me that he had found the guy, gave me his name, and he asked me what I wanted him to do about it. And I told him, I just want to make sure that he doesn't do it to anybody else. And he was never seen or heard from again. And he never asked for any favors. He never asked for anything in return. He has never tried to hold it over my head. And that's just been kind of like the unspoken trust exercise between the two of us. Because until today, I haven't mentioned it to anyone in the 6 years since, almost.
Mhm.
Now, as I mentioned, Dad, there are things that we do that we are not proud of. And given the circumstances, I was angry, I was frustrated, And I still have the bullet scars to this day. Did I intend for the guy to be harmed? Maybe not. Am I sad if he was? No. Am I proud of it? No. But it's also why I help people and save lives. It's kind of my penance, I guess.
Yeah. Well, since we are sharing, if I may, I remember telling this story to Flop like a really long time ago, and I, whether or not he remembers it, I don't know. I'm fairly positive that he does. So before I had met any of you, before I lived here in this city, I was very young. I was a young guy, but I was a cop. And I was previously engaged. I have, even still now, Hank's fine. I have an adopted son named Hank. He comes around once in a blue moon. He works quite a bit elsewhere, and it's tough for him to be around. But whatever. Anyway, so I was a cop, and I had my fiance at the time and my son Hank. There was this guy. His name was Jackknife. He was an arsonist, but he didn't really like fires as much as he did explosions. So anytime he got the opportunity, he did that. Now that's he was just a criminal in and of itself. Whatever, no big deal. Until he decided to take a particular interest in my family at that time. And for a while, it was just him, making vague threats or harassing or whatever. And that's just, that is what it is. I was able to keep a cool head about it. But it happened for such a long period of time that it was really getting on my nerves. And the judicial system, at least in place in that city, was failing me. There was nothing to be done about it. And one day, he decides that he's going to attempt to kidnap my family. And he did, very briefly. He got them in a car, but I was able to catch up to them. He managed to scoot away, but I got them safe. And that was a tipping point for me. So I, after months of trying to sort this situation out in a good way, because I then was doing my best to beholden to the system. I, at that point, was at my limit, and I took off my badge. I turned off my radio, and I got in my car, and I drove. And I drove until I found the guy. I tossed him in my back seat. And the city that I was living in at the time had a power plant very similar to this one, the one that we have here. There was 3 large propane tanks all lined up one next to the other. And in that anger and in that rage, I strapped him up to it and I set all 3 off. I mean, he got what he wanted in the end, I guess. He really did like explosions. And that is something that has lingered with me a long time. But at the same time, I did it because the people around me were in a pretty consistent danger, and danger that was then acted upon. And there is a part of me that uh, regrets it, and then there's another very large part of me that doesn't, because the memory of who he was and what I did still serves me in a way, and I'm proud to, say that I protect the people that I care about. And I tried. I really did try to make sure that it was handled the right way for a long time. But at every turn, it just, I was, I was failed. And, even now, with everything that is going on, I'm still willing to try and have everything, go how it is supposed to go. Um, but I don't know uh, what I would do if any of you got hurt. Especially if nothing is done about it legally.
I mean, I think a lot of families can say that. It's the greatest nightmare to have something happen to a family member and then for justice not to be served. I mean, I'm sure that, in your line of work, you've probably seen it multiple times. I mean, we've all been in situations where we know something but can't prove it.
It's the reason I became a cop.
Yeah.
I think everybody has that moment that, like I said, sometimes people don't respond to anything but violence. I told Richard my intrusive thought is that I'll never know a moment's peace until Max is no longer breathing.
Mm.
But, just an intrusive thought.
Mm.
So yeah, that's what spurred that, Ziggy, is a conversation that Solomon and Richard had. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just and he brought up, I guess, things happening and certain hands staying clean, and he's done it once for me, so. But I mean, like I said, this is not worth taking somebody's life over. I don't think. I mean,
Mm.
yeah, it's a little paranoia, a little uneasiness. It's unpleasant, but I mean, I've suffered through worse for less. So, I mean, I've literally dated guys that have put me through worse. So, Dad,
Yeah.
you've been really quiet. I know that probably wasn't very easy to hear from either of us. But no secrets.
That's why I said it.
And I think you know me well enough now that you know that it's I like I said, it was a long time ago, and that's why I always make it a point to remind people that I save lives, I don't take them, because that's not who I am. And although it was a very unintentional roundabout type of situation, and I asked Solomon not to give me the details. So, I mean, what actually happened, I don't know. But I think it's unreasonable to expect even the best of us to be pushed and be pushed and be pushed and be pushed to our limit and not lash out in some form or fashion.
I get that. But you're
This
talking
is
about people dying. And I'm trying real hard not to hold it against you, I promise you that.
I know.
I guess because it's been brought up. The reason I became a cop was because me mum died, right? Well, she didn't die, she was murdered. Where we lived in England was a bit out of the way. You know, in the countryside, right? So, we didn't get the kind of attention from the police that most ports did. That being said, they did send out some detectives. But a few weeks later, you know, we heard nothing back. So my dad stumbled down to the police station and chased them up. And eventually